Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Gameplay Today. Live, baby. That's right. We're live. I am Alex Stadnik, and I have the privilege of being joined by the street comedian himself, Ben Reeves. Hello, sir.
Dropping it like it's hot. How's it going?
It's actually one of the best days of the year. A little tired, but we're making it work, right? Because we're playing Metroid Dread.
That's right.
Yay!
Yeah, it was a big day for gaming news. This and Far Cry both dropped, and the Switch OLED
Oh my God.
information. So yeah, it's crazy. You thought yesterday was big.
Yeah, for real. We also have like Battlefield's doing their beta and stuff like that. It is we are in full fall swing right now. So Ben, you actually reviewed the game. Do you want to talk about it a little bit and we'll set the scene for the stream today?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my full review is on the site if you want to check it out. GameInformer.com. I gave it a 9 to bury the lead. There's a few I call them pain points.
Mm-hmm.
Not to launch out of the gate with the negative stuff, but let's back up. It's a great game. I gave it a 9. I had a lot of fun with it, honestly. As you can see, it looks pretty. Probably looks even better on the OLED. It's also a Metroid game.
Yeah.
It's probably what you expect if you've ever played one of these, especially if you played Samus Returns. It's definitely got that feel, that Mercury Steam Metroid feel. You know, they did Samus Returns. They did a lot of cool new introductions to that game. Did you play that game, Static?
I beat because there was the bug enemy type, right? I beat like probably 60% of them before I fell off of it. And I loved it, right? But it was hard because being used to the Switch at the point where I picked it up, going back to the 3DS was a little challenging. So,
Sure. Biscuits with Davies saying I'm a little quiet. Maybe you've already seen that.
yeah, I'm trying to boost you right now.
Around it. All right.
Yeah.
I'll continue to talk.
Can you do?
Then you'll adjust it, and I'll blow out their eardrums.
Yeah, exactly. Can you do what we did a little earlier and just boost it to like 95?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a gremlin in my machines. People watching.
Oh, that again.
Every time I record with anybody different, like my sound settings are off somehow. Either too quiet or too loud, and we can never find that perfect
The happy medium.
AV bear medium. Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Nintendo doesn't. Nintendo games Metroid Dread doesn't really allow me to adjust like the sound settings in game, which is kind of annoying. So that's why you're hearing a little bit of an issue, but we carry on. So quickly, we only have about a half an hour to show off the game, just due to embargoes stuff and whatnot. So we're gonna go quick. This is from the beginning of the. Is it from the beginning of the game, kind of a little bit past the tutorial stuff, and at the first real E.M.M.I encounter, which was a highlight for you, if I'm not mistaken, right, Ben?
The first E.M.M.I encounter isn't too bad. The first real one. By the way, I've adjusted my volume, so if anybody thinks I'm still quiet, let me know.
Yeah.
The first one's kind of not really a combat. It's kind of a tutorial. But the first one where you actually have to take them down for real, I don't remember that one being too hard. But there are definitely E.M.M.Is later in the game that are rough.
Yeah.
I'll say that. And somebody in the comments already said the game's pretty hard. And I will say I didn't find the main game hard. The normal enemies you run across aren't too bad, but definitely the bosses will challenge you a little bit.
Yeah, more so than I was prepared for, honestly. But it is led to a very fun experience, and it's fun playing this side by side with someone on review because you get to message them I was hitting up Ben. I was like, oh my God, the E.M.M.Is are actually terrifying, which I guess I thought they would be challenging, right? But to the level at which they're hard was not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of that. It's weird to say it's nice to have anxiety, but it's nice to have that element of tension where they're chasing you and they're very deadly. Because if they get you, there's a small window where you can do a counter. Oh, just slide through that.
Oh, I went the wrong way.
Yep.
I tricked him.
You really did it.
There we go.
You tricked him.
Yeah.
Because he can't get in there, so
Yeah.
I'll just sit there and wait.
Pro move.
Be like, Guess you're done.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have. There's a little bit of window where you can swipe at them and do that counter when they grab you, but it is so narrow and it's slightly random, so it makes it really hard to perfect your ability to counter their grab.
Yeah.
Which just means like basically if they grab you,
You're
expect to just be done.
Yeah, and that was, I think that took the first couple of encounters for me to get used to, like treating it at the counter as a like a nice surprise to land, right? But like I wouldn't expect to hit it every time because it is meant to be. It really feels like once he gets you or they get you, it is really you're kind of donezo. But it does feel really good when you land a counter on them. I'll try to show it off here in a bit. So. But chat, I hope you're doing well today. This is just but a taste of all the Metroid and Nintendo content that we have right now. Ben wrote as he said earlier, he wrote the review on GameInformer.com. We have a Switch OLED review, which I actually got to write, which is very exciting, on the site as well. I know not Nintendo related, but we have Far Cry. It's a busy freaking day.
And our Far Cry 6 review's up. Yeah, we're probably only going to be able to stream for like half an hour, unfortunately. That's Nintendo restrictions.
Yeah.
But let us know if you want to see anything in particular in the comments. Pretty limited, but
Yeah.
we're happy to at least talk about stuff.
Yeah.
I see that Corey says he got the E.M.M.I counter 4 times in a row, which that's impressive.
Wow. You should be on stream, my dude.
Yeah, dude.
I ever only got it like once in a row, I feel, or like one time consistently. Let's see. Also, how did Corey play that early? I'm curious.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait a minute,
Hey,
Corey. You've been playing since midnight? What? Wait, yeah, the game's not even out. That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Wait, did your uncle work for Nintendo, Corey?
His uncle is Dr. Nintendo. Okay, let's see. Yo, this is the first time I've been back to this level since I started, and not to dismiss the challenge here, but it is a lot easier than some of the E.M.M.Is coming.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I think we're good. Because the E.M.M.Is, they don't just stay how this one is. They have different tactical abilities, basically, right, Reeves?
They do. Each one gets a little bit harder. So each one has like one new ability and all the abilities of the previous E.M.M.I. So they get harder and harder.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, like the next one you fight can actually move through vents.
Yep.
So there's little narrow spaces. So that's something the white one can't do, which makes it a little bit easier to evade.
Mm-hmm.
But you also get an ability that lets you turn invisible, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
You can play these kind of cat and mouse games where you turn invisible, and hopefully you don't stand in a place where it's about to run.
Yeah.
That way, you escape. I've definitely had that a couple times where it's like, all right, I'm going to turn invisible and then just hang up here on the ceiling. And then the E.M.M.I will look for me and be done. And then it's like, all right, back to the patrol pattern and walk straight across where I'm standing.
Yeah. Because I guess I had to get used to you know, it tracks your movements when you're moving at normal speed. Okay, I did that. And there's like a yellow indicator that shows that it is aware of your last like location. And then, you know, so you have to kind of lose that, otherwise it's gonna go into that path where you were. You need to get away from that like last known location type of thing. So someone said, let's see, I can't read it's an extra ATAX
Extra Life?
Yeah, Extra Life. Yeah. Says
Amazon and GameStop.
Yeah.
Blue Straight Date, which that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. I've been heads down trying to review the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Turns out everybody else can play it when I can. Doesn't make me feel special.
Oh no. Cool. Yeah, all the hours we put in are for naught.
You don't need to make me feel special either, though.
Yeah, you can if you want to in the chat.
How do you like that counter move?
Oh, I love it. That was part of. Oh no, really? Oh, okay, we're good. That was part of my favorite part of the 3DS version was the addition of that. It made combat for me feel a little bit more modernized, a little bit more active, which I think is good, especially like playing something like Super Metroid. You know, going from that basically to Samus Returns was a really nice. It felt like a nice modern take on it. So
I liked it as well. I found that it becomes irrelevant about halfway through the game here, well, at least for minor enemies, because your weapons become so powerful that you just take them out anyway.
yeah,
I almost never did the counter after a while, except for bosses. The occasional boss fight, you'll still need to do a counter.
yeah.
So if you hated the counter,
It's back, baby.
it's back, but also it sort of like isn't a big deal in this one.
Yeah. I also feel like they give you a much more liberal amount of missiles. I feel like 'cause I feel like in older games they kind of made you hoard them a little bit more, whereas this, it feels like I could unload all 19 of my missiles and be pretty set for whatever encounters next. And I feel like health drops are the same way, that if you do the counter, they do a pretty good job of rewarding you for that. Let's see.
See,
Oh, I see.
Zeno X says they really like our rapid fire interviews.
Oh.
Thanks, Zeno X. Says no one rapid fires like I do, so I had to call that out.
Yeah.
I will say, if you go on and check out some older interviews, Leo Vader always did a really good job with those. So
Yeah.
we have some old ones on the site that are really awesome.
Yeah, Leo always did a great job. I don't think there was anything really that Leo didn't do a good job with when he was at GI.
You know, making the rest of us look good because
Yeah.
he's so funny.
Yeah.
Just trying to flip that around.
His
He
major
made us
flaw.
all look bad. Is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
His major
what-
flaw was that he made us look bad, less funny.
Oh no!
Oh gosh!
Oh, we good. I got past him for the moment. Oh no! He's up there. There we go. Okay.
Man, this game's fun.
Yeah, I really, really like it. I feel like it is, like you said in your review, it is Metroid through and through, but I feel like it's one of the best versions of 2D Metroid that we have.
For sure. Yeah, one of my complaints was like, it's just not very innovative, which is I could see people criticizing that complaint, but at the same time, you don't get the morph ball until like a third of the way through the game or something
I was
crazy.
surprised, yeah.
It's pretty late.
Yeah.
And when you get it, you're like, finally, I can go through these things and jump. But it's also like, this is the first upgrade you ever get in the series. Like, this is, like, they give it to you within 10 seconds in the first game.
Yeah.
So it just feels, like, weird to save it for so long. It almost feels, it wasn't exciting to get, is what I'm getting at. And so there were a lot of upgrades like that, where it's like, okay, now I finally have this thing, I can finally, like, you know, go into the ice areas because I finally have that suit upgrade that you always get in every Metroid game.
Yeah, or like the
But
charge
at the same
beam I
time-
just got, yeah.
Yeah. So some of that's like, maybe they could have just bundled some of those together with, or just given them to you at the beginning of the game and then have more interesting upgrades later.
Yeah, because at the start of the game, the Metroid excuse for why you've lost all your abilities is you land on this planet, you are confronted by a mysterious warrior figure that you know,
Chozo.
yeah, that you know, attacks you, gets the better of you, and then you kind of wake up looking for answers on what exactly happened. So, which. Now, you played the original, or like Metroid Fusion and the Game Boy games, right?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. I thought that would be your bag. And that's a continuation.
This is the first Metroid I played.
Ever? Yeah.
Just picked it up. I was like, oh, I'll give this one a shot.
Yeah. you present yourself as an expert very well, I must say. How did you feel this was as a continuation for like Metroid Fusion? Because it's been what, almost 20 years since that game came out?
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very much a Metroid Fusion sequel in ways, like in narrative ways that I sort of didn't expect. So like the X Parasite, if you are not up to date on Metroid Fusion, first of all, it's a good game. It's pretty short. It's like 5 hours, I want to say, so you can go clean it up in an afternoon if you really wanted. So go play it. But also, if you're not familiar with it and you want to play this game, maybe read a Wikipedia or something just for the narrative, because there was more story in this Metroid than I expected. It's not a story-heavy game,
No.
just to preface,
Yeah.
but more story than I expected from a Metroid game. And some of the twists are actually kind of interesting, but it revolves around the X parasite, which is heavily featured in Metroid Fusion. So I'd maybe go in with some understanding of what those are.
For sure. As someone who didn't actually get to play Fusion, like you said, it's not story heavy, so like I didn't feel like I was missing out on a ton of stuff, so I wouldn't fret too much, just because I think, like we said earlier, this is the best version, or one of the best versions of this game, because I didn't become a Metroidvania fan until the last couple of years. So I've been wanting to go back to like the Game Boy games and whatnot, but unfortunately, those are really hard to find right now.
Wait, so have you played Super Metroid?
I played Super Metroid because it's on Switch Online. So I think that game holds up today, which is nutty. But like Samus Returns and this are, I think, a lot cleaner, experiences. I mean, they have the luxury of, 30 years of game development time between them, right? Where am I going? So
Zen1 says this is their first Super Metroid game, which is wild to me, and I think you should go check out Super Metroid if you like this.
yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Super Metroid still holds up. It's probably partially nostalgia talking, but that's still my favorite game in the series.
mm-hmm.
It's
Oh
gonna be hard
wow,
to beat,
yeah.
honestly.
Okay. Oh, I went right into
Just Dusk asks, do you guys think we could/should see a Super Metroid remake that incorporates the counter move?
Oh, a remake.
Yeah, man, that's one of those hard games to remake because it's pretty polished to begin with.
Yeah.
And I like the old school 2D art.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you remade it, put it in 3D like this, and maybe to each his own, but I do like that old art style a little bit more than this.
Yeah.
Like, this game looks good, but that 2D art just has a certain charm to it.
Oh yeah.
But again, could be nostalgia speaking. I don't know.
I guess I would rather see Mercury Steam keep going on this and get to iterate more and make changes that they want to make. I guess that would be my preference more than just like a remake,
I would like to see a new game in the Metroid series, 2D still, because they're making Prime.
Yeah.
But Mercury Steam could make another 2D game, but be a little more experimental with it.
Yeah.
So play with the camera a little bit more, kind of like Other M did, but make it, better than Other M.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe just mess around with like kind of Breath of the Wild, the way Breath of the Wild reinvented the Zelda formula.
Mm-hmm.
Let's reinvent the Metroid formula a little bit.
Yeah. I'd love that. Because I wonder how much of this is like, Nintendo kind of testing the waters and seeing what kind of interest there is for 2D Metroid. So I really hope it sells well, and then Nintendo is like, oh, like let's make more of these. I did hear a rumor, since this is your first Metroid game, Ben, and you are an expert on the series. Does Shigeru Miyamoto not like Metroid? I feel like I heard like a rumor about that.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Is that I don't know if he like hates it necessarily. I mean, I've personally never talked to him about it, but yeah, the scuttlebutt is that he doesn't understand it. He doesn't get why people like it to some degree.
Oh, interesting.
And it's such a weird franchise for Nintendo, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so kind of dark and moody. I say in my review, it's like the closest thing that Nintendo has to a horror genre.
Yeah.
And I think because of that, and because he was never really involved in its creation, I just don't think he has an affinity for it the way he does like Zelda or Mario.
For sure. Which is a bummer, because I think now that I'm more into Metroid games, or Metroidvanias, like, I easily think, and this isn't a hot take by any means, but I easily think this is some of their best stuff. Like the Metroidvania genre that they crafted with Super Metroid. So, yeah, I'm so taken with this game. I'm very excited to beat it. Hopefully, in the next week or so, because I haven't
Are
quite
you?
finished it. So I am dealing with a particularly difficult E.M.M.I. I think it's the second to last one. So, I can't imagine I have too much time left in it, but it's it's ramping up. There are things happening that I won't say on for the sake of spoilers, but I am very excited to see where things are going.
Yeah, I'm interested to talk to you about some of those final bosses
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's see. Dominiatonic? Dominiatonic? Thank you for subbing. We appreciate that.
Hey, woohoo!
Yeah. Let's see.
Mogo Shumi says Dread feels good to play. Or, excuse me, that's a question. Dread feels good to play? Does Dread feel good to play?
Oh.
Every previous Metroid game to me felt clunky and slow.
Oh.
Interesting. I don't know if I had that impression.
Yeah.
If you played Samus Returns, you probably know what this plays like.
Yeah. But I think just by virtue of it moving to Switch, I think there is some nice quality of life changes that were made. Like I felt in Samus Returns, I started to be in the menus a decent amount just to like switch up my abilities, whereas this everything is like mapped to a different button basically, so you're really never like going in and switching out your different beams and attacks and whatnot, and so I appreciated that.
It does get to the point where you're holding shoulder buttons all the time.
Yeah.
You're holding like the left bumper to look around and aim. You're holding the right bumper for missiles. You're holding the right trigger for grappling. And it at one point my brain kind of like was like, because you're doing it so much, got mixed up, and I'm like, wait.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to kind of flip buttons occasionally.
Yeah.
Would be my only complaint there. But the running and gunning, the basic like moving on the sticks, I think that feels good.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Okay. I'm doing well. Part of me thinks I should get caught by the E.M.M.I just to show off what that looks like, but the competitive part of me doesn't want to show any sort of failure on stream.
Dude, Phazon asks, talking about horror, when will GI reveal its Spooktober plans? Do we have Spooktober plans?
Dan Tack apparently has a huge rollout of plans that I am not privy to. I think I think we definitely want to do some spooky game stuff. I don't know what that is quite yet, but we'll have to ask Tack what he's thinking. I saw Visage or Visage, I don't know how you pronounce it, came to Game Pass, so I'm sure that is a possibility.
Oh, that's a good idea. I actually haven't played that. I should go and check that one out.
When Tack says like something is scary, I usually take him at his word for that, and makes me not want to play it.
Yeah. Have you seen his house?
It's literally a haunted mansion. He lives in the haunted mansion.
You're not even like a huge horror fan, so Visage might not be for you, honestly.
Yeah, I've heard it is terrifying.
I just watched Halloween, the movie Halloween, for the first time.
Yeah.
Just never got around to it for whatever reason. Hey, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, still holds up.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's definitely like was it 70s even, or was it 80s? It's definitely an old horror movie.
Yeah.
Old slasher movie. But I know it was pretty influential.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. Okay.
So what happened is Alex just powered up his blaster, so now he can actually hunt the E.M.M.I, turn the tables, and take it down.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Definitely, these are some of the my favorite moments of the game is taking down the E.M.M.I. Here, first I'll show what it looks like when you actually get pinned by one of these things. So you get two opportunities. Try is the key word there. So, as you saw, lights flash twice. You get two opportunities to do it. Normally, I found when I missed the first one, I'm DOA on the second one. I feel
really?
like it's pretty rare that I ever hit the second one.
Oh, I feel like usually I escape on the second one, so that's interesting.
Oh. That was a You flexing a little bit for chat there.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying most of the time. I don't. Most of the time, they kill me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying when I escape, usually it's on the second try.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. I was hoping to show off my skills there, but you'd have to have them in order to show them off.
Hey, have you checked the floor? Did you drop them?
Oh, shoot, I did. They're probably in my lobby downstairs. I'm going to run from that. Oh, this is so much easier than the later game.
Some of the later ones, the window of opportunity to take these out gets pretty narrow.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It is. Becomes a puzzle of like where are you going to stand in the environment.
Because you definitely need those long hallways, and they take those away towards the end. You have to really be creative with the space. So, all right, what upgrade did I get? Okay, there we go. Cool. So we got about 10. Like I'm gonna show. I'm wondering how much I should show. We'll show another about 5 minutes left of the game, and then I got a little treat for y'all after this. Yeah. So
Trick or treat.
yeah, yeah. Happy Halloween. So yeah, get your questions in right now. So when you take out an E.M.M.I, the area that they were hunting you in clears out because obviously you've eliminated the threat, and that allows you to Metroid it up and get other other abilities and other secrets and whatnot, like I'm doing now.
Metroid it up?
Metroid it up.
So you said you just got into Metroid games this year, is that what you said?
Not this year. I would say over the last like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, okay. Do you have like a favorite one you've ever played?
Ori. I think is the Will o' the Wisps is I think pretty not decisively my favorite. The amount of challenge mixed with the artful design, and the juxtaposition of the brutal challenge with this amazing serene world and the music and just the character work the characters in that game. I adore Ori. But I also really love, I love my time with Super Metroid. I think Guacamelee is very underrated.
Yeah, the second one's good too.
Yeah. I really I'm enjoying Hollow Knight. I have not yet beat Hollow Knight after I've bounced off of it a little bit in my second attempt to get into it.
Was it just time-wise? Just didn't have the time?
Yeah, it was over. I started playing it over 4th of July weekend, and then Skyward Sword came out, and that became my focus. So,
anyone in the comments have a favorite Metroid-like game? I'm with you with the Ori games. Like those are up there. Super Metroid, obviously, way up there, maybe number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Ori's up there. Symphony of the Night was always fun. I don't think it's aged as well as I like it too.
No.
It's still fun. Don't get me wrong. Don't come at me,
yeah.
Castlevania fans, but it's just a little bit rougher around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a boss.
Yeah. Let's see
I
if
would
I
call
can.
this a boss fight.
I scientifically proven to be one.
Do you remember how to beat him?
I do. I do. I'm not doing it well though. I just have to watch the tail. Oh, see, I went the wrong way.
Yeah, so we too are Venom says. How are we feeling about the length of this game being like 9 to 10 hours? I think 9 to 10 hours is probably if you're going a little fast for the game. But I mean, I wanted to try to get everything, so it probably took me 14, which, when I was younger, that was the length of a game.
Yeah,
yeah. That was just how long games were. So we're kind of spoiled these days where we have 100-hour games.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So up to you if the value proposition works out where you want to pay full price for a game that's going to last you that long. But
yeah,
I like it. I appreciate being able to finish a game in like a week.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. With just how much time we do and don't have these days, I love a good 14 to like 30-hour experience that I can really enjoy for 2 weeks and then you know, not that I want to move on from things, right? But like I like, you know, having creators tell me a story and have some awesome gameplay with it, and then, you know, move on.
But yeah, I know everybody's different. Some people are like, I need that game that's just gonna last me months and months, and that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the beauty of games. There's a lot of things for a lot of people. There we go. Ooh.
Ooh, get him.
Yeah. You know, like that.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know if that's.
Ooh, jeez.
Get that.
Oh, I
It's
jumped
nice
too soon.
too when bosses. Usually, the boss will have like something that it shoots at you. That's a good tip, actually. Something that it shoots at you that'll spew out some ammo or health. So it's a good idea to try to hit all that stuff.
Yeah. There we go. Mmm. Eat it. Eat it. You like missiles for breakfast, huh? Projecting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a missile brunch this weekend.
Oh, lovely. Oh, all right. I'm getting away from
Bomb
you.
brunch.
Bomb brunch.
You know what I miss?
Hmm.
Miss is a weird thing to say. Japan has all these like cool cafes, themed cafes, or themed restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. has got to get on that, man. We just don't. We need more cool, fun, themed restaurants.
I agree.
Video game stuff, nerd stuff. Give it to us.
Yeah. Like, we're not asking for that much. Just, you know, stake your life and money on on hoping a theme works.
Stake your life to be a vampire-themed restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, and the stakes are only like rare or medium rare. There's gotta be some blood into it. Yeah.
They come on a little stake with the stake through the
Yeah.
beating heart.
Yeah. I like that. Only red wine. This is good. I like this is a good invention. Cool. I think
restaurant.
yeah. I think this is where we have to stop showing actually. But I actually think that's a good little look that we got. We give you some E.M.M.I gameplay. We got a boss battle in there. I just unlocked the Phantom Cloak, which is the invisibility that you are going to desperately need. But yeah, I think that's a good little look. We are not going away yet though, because I am going. While we have to stop playing Metroid, I do want to show off the system that I've been playing it on. So let me quick change this over here. Ben, I'm gonna stop my screen share. If that's cool. Do you have any other like?
I'll miss it.
Yeah, I know. Do you have any other thoughts on Metroid you want to impart to our sweet chat here? We're not going away, but just I'm changing things up a
Yeah, I
little
don't know.
bit.
Anybody have any questions? I noticed that Just Dark said favorite Metroid like was Guacamelee 1, which is cool.
Yeah.
One I always like to give a call out to. It's definitely not my favorite, but it's just like a fun, charming game. Was Yoku's Island Express. I love that Metroid mixed with pinball. I recommend checking it out if you haven't, because it's such a cool little idea. And it might have been when I played it too. I just played it after like a bunch of like big games. It was a nice break in the action, like just short. I mean, it's still 10, 12 hours, so
Yeah.
depends on your definition of short, but little Metroid like experience, and man, it was so fun and charming. I highly recommend that one if you're a big fan of Metroid style games.
Okay, good to know. I totally I see that on sale a decent amount. I never dive into it, but this I've had the luxury of playing on the Switch I almost said the Switch Lite. Wrong. The Switch OLED, which I don't know.
It's not heavy.
It's not heavy. I don't know how well it's going to come across on webcam, but we're going to give it a try.
Not well, probably.
Yeah. Just wanted to give you all a chance to ask any questions and see the thing in person here. 7-inch screen, which the launch Switch was what did I say it was 6.2 inches. So it's not like a huge upgrade necessarily, but it feels big. Like it got rid of a lot of the bezel around the actual screen. And so now it really just feels like it is the controllers, and the gameplay on the mobile Switch or the undocked Switch.
We can see what games you tested out there.
Yeah.
Eastward, Metroid.
Yep. Little Skyward Sword.
Zelda looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. Unsighted, which is really cool. It's an indie that Marcus Stewart turned us on to that has really interesting pixel art. Ben, I don't know if you've tried it yet.
I am not. I downloaded it. I want to play that one.
Yeah.
Biscuits with Davy says, is it brighter than the original Switch? Is it easier to play outside?
Brighter.
That's a good point. I don't play my Switch outside much, but I remember back in the day when I was using my 3DS outside a bit. That was not fun.
Yeah, I think actually, so brighter, yes. The color palette is so beautiful on this thing. You know, that's just, you know, what comes with the territory with the OLED. But I actually think I've read that OLED is actually harder to see outside. I guess they did advertise it with the girl playing Breath of the Wild 2 outside, but the only time I've played it was at like dusk or at night on my balcony. So I guess I can't speak to on like a sunny day how good it's going to be. I can speak to the fact though that things I love. Obviously, we talked about the screen, but the kickstand is so nice. It feels so much better constructed this time around because it takes up the whole back, and it feels almost like metal. It's plastic. It's like a harder plastic, but it definitely is so much more sturdy compared to the launch Switch, which I am so
Yeah,
thankful
I'd
for.
like that because I remember having the original Switch set up on a plane and like it kept tipping over and I spilled wine on it on my first flight,
Oh no!
which was not good.
Yeah,
Partially because of that kickstand, I want to say.
yeah, yeah. I That's funny. What kind of wine was it?
There's a red wine. I don't know,
Even
Cabernet or something.
yeah,
Whatever they serve on planes,
yeah.
on Delta flights,
What do
international flights.
what do they serve on those? Yeah.
It was to the point of like, oh gosh, what did I just ruin my Switch? I wiped it all down,
Hmm.
and I let it dry, turned it back on, and it was working.
Yeah.
I was just like, thank you. But then like the Joy Cons were just the buttons just did not feel good. They kept
Oh,
sticking. So I had to get new Joy Cons, but
icky. Yeah.
I did not lose my Switch, which was nice.
Yeah, that's huge. I think that's the win of the story. Josiah Davis says, "Is it a digital or physical?" As far as I know, there's only physical models, right? If you can see, there's still the spot that you put, your games into. I think I have Breath of the Wild in there currently. I feel like this one is harder to show off because, and this is where like some of my critiques came in with my review, is it's hard to show off the value of this thing over video because the gameplay is the same, right? Like you're still playing, especially when you plug it onto the TV, you're not getting a boost in resolution there outside of the normal, going from 720p to 1080p. There's no, it's using the same NVIDIA processor, so like all the loading times are the same. It doesn't. We know it doesn't do 4K and stuff, so it's like it doesn't.
Same resolution.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you're getting an upgrade if you're primarily playing on TV. There's some good features to it, like if you're coming from a launch Switch, it has 64 gigs of internal memory compared to the 32. The battery life is improved from, I think it was like what, 3.5 to like 6 hours or something like that before, to like 4.5 to 9 hours now, for battery and stuff. So for those reasons, I really liked it because I was stuck with the launch Switch. I don't know about you, Reeves, but
Yeah, I still have my launch.
yeah,
My wine Switch, I'll never give that up.
your wine Switch, yeah, you have to frame it.
One
So
thing you mentioned that I thought was cool is the new dock has a LAN
mm,
input.
yeah,
So, you can get. I still kind of play on Wi-Fi anyway, but if you're, if you like hard wiring into the internet, that's good news.
yeah. I'm trying to show it here. Yeah, I think you can see it. So it's in this little. Oh, I went a little too far with it. It's in this little pocket here. There's only 2 USB 2.0 ports now instead of the 3 that were on the normal dock, but I personally don't think that's a big deal, especially for putting the LAN thing in. So, especially with Sora coming to Switch, I want to play Smash Online a little bit more. It's always a good time to play Mario Kart. The Switch isn't necessarily my multiplayer gaming thing, but there are games that I really enjoy hopping on online for.
Sure.
So
Kind of similar topic. Let's see, Dominatic. I'm bad at reading names.
I am too.
Sorry, but kind of off topic. They were asking about cloud gaming. Do you have any experience with cloud gaming on Switch, Alex?
No, I asked our Slack about that because they just announced that all the Kingdom Hearts games were finally coming to Switch, but it's over the cloud. And one GI staffer who shall not be named, because I don't remember who it was, said that you can definitely feel the latency, which sucks because I feel like Switch is a good place to replay Kingdom Hearts. That feels like something good right before bed, right? That you played half an hour of and then call it, right? Instead of dedicating that time on the couch. So
Yeah, that was gonna be
yeah.
my experience as well.
Hmm.
I was just gonna say that I similar laggy experience, a little bit like I'm experiencing now with you, but
Oh no.
I don't know if I'm lagging at all.
No.
But the it more so than like Xbox or Stadia, which I feel like are decent streaming services.
Hmm.
Uh, Switch lags a little more. I don't know, like with this new model, if you plugged it in through a wire, maybe that would help.
Yeah, that's a good call out actually. But that once again that defeats the purpose for me personally because I want to play them like in bed. You know what I mean? Um, but it's still if it's like your first time with Control or Kingdom Hearts or Guardians of the Galaxy that's coming out later this year, you know, that might not be a bad way to do it if you've invested in the $350 into the OLED model. Also, John Carson points out that was him who pointed it out. Shout out to the man, John Carson.
Thank you, John.
Yeah. So, chat, I think that about does it for us. Ben, do you have any final thoughts or questions in chat? I'll open it up one more time for questions before we say goodbye.
Yeah, any final thoughts? I would say, read the review. It's online. You put together the edited video version, which is also nice if people don't like to read. I recommend checking that out
Yeah.
online or on YouTube.
Yeah. Definitely.
And we'll be I don't are we gonna stream more of this tomorrow? I can't remember if we decided. We are streaming tomorrow. I think we're gonna do Battlefield, right?
We're for sure doing Battlefield tomorrow. Chat, let us know either in chat or you can follow us on Twitter and let us know if you want to see more Metroid. It'll be nice when embargo lifts and we can show more. So I mean if you're telling me, Reeves, that I have to sit there for 3 hours and play Metroid Dread, I will do it. I will make that sacrifice. We'll make it happen. But yeah, we definitely today we had Metroid. Tomorrow's Battlefield. Friday is Super Replay with Demon Souls and Hot Wings. So if y'all are here for the streams, we have plenty of good stuff for you. So
Keep watching. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, we love it. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Biscuits with Davey says, how long until the next Metroid game? Who knows? Hopefully not as long as we had to wait for.
Fingers crossed. Maybe Metroid Prime next year. Fingers.
Fingers. So, Ben Reeves, I always enjoy streaming with you.
Fingers.
Fingers. Thank
New
you.
catchphrase. Everybody's saying it.
It's taking over the streets. Someone
Oh,
make this
gosh.
man a t-shirt. Thank you for joining me. Chat, thank you for watching. As always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.